Eating street food in Jakarta makes my heart happy. There's something new, tasty and exciting to discover at every corner of this city.
And the smell of lemongrass that's coming from this thing is amazing.
Today I bring you in the famous food street called Jalan Sabang, where we are going to try the most famous mutton fried rice, some incredible spicy eggplants, fresh local seafood, tasty turmeric soup with beef tendon and tripe, and some proper Indonesian street desserts.
And so the first street food stall that we're gonna hit this evening is the historical Nasi Kambing Kebon Siri, which has been here in this street since 1958, I think. It's probably been the first kind of street food stall serving fried rice and mutton, Nasi Goreng Kambing. And since then, multiple other stalls have tried to replicate the thing, but this is the original one, so you definitely need to come and try the fried rice with mutton here in this stall. And the popularity has risen in the last few years, which has meant that the prices have gone up a little bit. Also a little bit disappointed that they've changed the ceramic dish with this kind of paper container, but I mean, I'm expecting the rice to still have the same original taste. And so as we open the box, you can see the very fine stir-fried rice with pretty sizable chunks of mutton. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just throw in these small packages of pickled vegetables. Essentially, there is carrot, there is cabbage, and also we're gonna throw in the crackers. So these are called amping, just to give a little bit of a crunchy kind of texture. Oh my god, it smells so good. Okay, I think we are ready to get a spoonful of this beautiful mix here at Nasi Goreng Kebon Siri. This rice is incredible. So it's probably been stir-fried with a mix of herbs. I'm not really sure what, but it's just like the flavor is so deep and intense, and I just love it. The pieces of mutton are chunky. There are parts that are more similar to like liver and are more creamy and soft, and there are other which are a little bit kind of chewy. And we're gonna chase this with a little bit of este, which is cold tea. Really cold tea. Yeah, not even that sweet actually, really good. The cucumber, the mix of pickles is just really perfect in this kind of stir-fried rice. It's just giving a little bit of vinegary kind of taste, which is just goes really well. I just love how in Indonesia pretty much everything is served with crackers. Also the atmosphere, like sitting here in the street watching local, and there are some tourists as well. The huge frying pan with rice, just a really beautiful atmosphere. Nasi Goreng with mutton was actually really good, and as you walk around Jalan Sabang, the next thing you're probably gonna catch your eye is the kind of seafood stall behind me. It's called, well, it used to be Ben Seafood, but now it's called Seafood Dewi. It's really eye-catching for the incredible exposition of fresh seafood that they've got in front of the store. And so we end up sitting right here in the front of the street to have obviously some seafood. We went for some fried squid, eggplants in so-called Balado seasoning, which is like a traditional Japanese kind of spicy sauce, and also some shrimps in oyster sauce. And the smell of barbecue fish that's coming from those kind of stalls is really intense, and I just love it, you know, especially again in the context of this kind of street food atmosphere that it's just I just love so much. So let's try this deep fried calamari. I don't think that's very chewy. I had squid that's been more chewy than this. I actually like it.
The next dish we try is eggplant stir-fried in balado sauce. Balado is a sauce which is typical of West Sumatra, made with red chilies, garlic, tomato, kaffir lime leaves and coconut oil. It's similar to sambal, but instead of being a dipping sauce, it's used to stir-fry dishes in it. The chef also added some shrimps adds into the stir-fry, adding a beautiful shrimp flavor to the sauce.
So what we do is we transfer a little bit of these eggplants, and look how beautiful it is. You can see how red it looks, a little bit oily as well. And there is spring onion in there as well. And the smell that comes from that thing is incredible. Also making sure that you also get some of this spring onion and, you know, rehydrate it very well with the Balado seasoning as well, with the sauce. And I think I'm ready to kind of transfer all of this into my fork. Oh wow, so the eggplant is extremely soft. and the Balado seasoning has got such a nice kick. Very spicy. You also get this kind of shrimp flavor. The eggplant has been stir fried with some shrimp shells, which give it a very kind of shrimpy, like fishy flavors to it. Just amazing. I think I want some of this kind of pickled chili as well into my plate. It's actually a mix of chilies and pickled onions as well. And so my next bite is gonna also comprehend these pickles. Yeah, I really think the Balado seasoning really goes well with vinegar. So nice. It just gives you a dimension of acidity, which is really needed in my opinion. And so the next thing that we are gonna transfer over the rice is the shrimp in oyster sauce, again with some spring onion. And Keenan is gonna help me with the job. The next task is gonna be trying to peel this bad boy. Oh yes, sir. Sorry. And one of the things that you need to do is to do not discard the head of the shrimp. You kind of need to suck it, especially if it's, you know, in oyster sauce. It's gonna be really good. Worth it. And we are gonna grab this piece of shrimp and put it over the rice. And this look like a juicy oyster sauce kind of bite. Just love oyster sauce. A little bit sweet. The shrimp is nice and it's got a nice texture. Yeah, it's not mushy or anything. But for me, the winner of this particular food stall is absolutely this fantastic eggplants in Balado seasoning. The sauce is just so thick. It's spicy. It's shrimpy. Just probably one of the surprise of the evening, I would say, so far. But even these big juicy shrimps in oyster sauce are really not that bad. Actually, I really love them as well. And another traditional restaurant that you have to try here in Jalan Sabang is this Pak Gendut, which essentially means Mr. Fat. They sell like traditional kind of sotos, which are soups with meat. What I went for is soto, babat and kikil, which is with tripe and tendon, and obviously it's served with a little bit of rice as well. But look at the atmosphere here. So the soup has arrived. As you can see, there are like the pieces of tendon and the pieces of tripe. There are a mix of vegetables. I think there is tomato inside. There are also the crackers. There is chili inside. It smells like lemongrass as well. I can feel that. So we're just gonna put some over the rice as well, because this is a soup, but it's supposed to be eaten with the rice. And you can see I've got a spoonful full of this very meaty, and actually it's more like tendon, this thing here. And I've got a piece of tomato on my bite as well. And the smell of lemongrass that's coming from this thing is amazing.
Oh my god.
It's a bit chewy, but you can taste the lemongrass, the galangal, very lemony and citrusy kind of soup. Look how yellow this soup looks like, and I think they've been using a lot of turmeric as well in the soup. That's really nice. Obviously the piece of tripes and tendon are gonna be a bit chewy, but I just love the texture. The spring onion and obviously the crackers, which has now become a little bit soggy as well, obviously. That's what happens.
It's time for street desserts in Jalan Sabang. We are hunting for some local Indonesian treats, and we found this seller preparing some kue putu and klepon. These are cakes made of rice flour and pandan leaves, which gives the green color to them, and they are filled with brown sugar and rolled on grated coconut. Kue putu is typically steamed in a bamboo tube, and therefore it's served hot.
So I think the rounded one is the klepon. You can see the coconut, which is sprinkled on top. It's green color due to the pandan leaf, and I think you're supposed to eat this like immediately without biting into it. And I think there is gonna be an explosion of brown sugar into your mouth. Let's have a look. Yeah. And this one, which is more like cylindric, it's the kue putu, and you can see it's the same kind of brown sugary inside it's got. And so let's try this one. Oh, this one is hot. The crepon, like the rounded one, has got like I think like a cold inside. I think there is like this kind of difference between inside and outside. The inside is cold, while this one is really hot. This one is the one that has been cooked into the wooden cylindric kind of container. Really good.
Thank you for watching, my friend. Hit the like button and let's jump on the next food adventure.